following is a presentation of SportsChannel, celebrating 10 years of outstanding sports coverage.
From Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota, Florida, SportsChannel is proud to present Chicago White Sox baseball. This afternoon, it's a big hurt Frank Thomas against Lenny Dykstra and the Fighting Phillies. And hi, everybody, and welcome to beautiful, sunny Florida. Beautiful day for baseball with Tom Pachorik. I'm Ken Harrelson. Won't be a windy day, but a good pitching matchup.
Yeah, windy day. It's a bad hair day, but you got some good pitchers on the mound. Wilson Alvarez, working for the White Sox, is 2-0 on the spring. Curt, a good right-hander. He's 27 years old, will work for the Phillies. He won 16 games last year, struggling on the spring, though, with an 0-2 record, 11-point earned run average. But the Phillies are a fun team to watch. They got a lot of interesting characters on the team. I think we're going to enjoy watching them, and they are really an extension of the personality of their manager, Jim Fregosi.
Well, the Sox did make some more cuts today. We'll get into those during the ball game, but the Sox coming in 14-12. And seemingly, Wimpy, the big question all spring has been the bullpen, and they may have solved it.
Well, they may have with Paul Osemacher. He's a very good left-hander. He's a quality pitcher. He's not going to overpower anybody, but he's got a good breaking ball that he can use effectively against both left and right-handed hitters. So he's a good one. Hopefully the Sox will be able to find another good lefty. Dennis Cook, the forerunner in that spot to get the second left-handed spot coming out of the bullpen. But it looks good. The pitching hasn't been that good. 5-point earned run average, but they've been hitting the baseball. .293 is what the Sox are batting on the spring.
Well, the Sox indeed have had a good spring. Knock on wood, not a whole bunch of injuries. Of course, Scott Radinsky, that was a big blow to the Sox, but overall, Wimpy, it's been good.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it, Hawk, with the exception of Jose De Leon, hurt his knee, but the team has been virtually injury-free, and I think Herm Schneider has done a great job in that area. I'm sure Gene Lamont is very happy with what he has seen and what is going to happen at the end of spring training.
All right, sit back, relax. On the Hill this afternoon, it'll be Wilson Alvarez against Curt Schilling and Wimpy. We'll be back with the rest of the starting lineups right after this.
Good afternoon and welcome to Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota, Florida. The White Sox and the Philadelphia Phillies in a spring training spectacular this afternoon. Good afternoon for baseball, though it is windy. The White Sox take the field in their black jerseys. Jim Fregosi is the skipper of the Philadelphia Phillies, and here's the lineup that he features this afternoon. Leading off in center field, their all-star Lenny Dykstra. He really makes things happen. Batting second at second, Mariano Duncan. Ricky Jordan plays first base. He'll bat third. Cleanup man is the DH. He's their usual third baseman, Dave Hollins. Darren Dalton, all-star catcher, is in the fifth spot, followed by left fielder Pete Incaviglia. Kim Batiste plays third, bats seventh. Hitting eighth in right field is Tom Marsh, and bringing up the rear at shortstop, Kevin Stocker. Wilson Alvarez, a big smile on his face. A first pitch ceremony, a youngster throwing out the first pitch to Ron Karkovice. This spring, he's 2-0 with a 4.50 earned run average. So Wilson trying to improve on that. He has worked 10 innings, given up 12 hits, 3 walks. That's good for Wilson. One of the big keys was for him to just throw the ball over the plate. He's got an outstanding first ball, curveball, and changeup. So Wilson Alvarez, who won his last 7 starts in 1993 and won a game in the ALCS, trying to just get right back into the groove. The White Sox, as we mentioned, have not pitched the ball that well this spring, a 5-point earned run average as a team. But defensively, here's the way the Sox will line up. Well, after we look at the umpires, that's Chuck Merriweather behind the plate, Mark Hirschbeck at first, and Rich Garcia works third.
Cooperation is greatly appreciated.
The conditions at game time. Ooh, little girl and a dog just flew by. Temperature 88 degrees at game time. Wind out of the southwest at 20 to 22 miles an hour. And it is hot, real hot. That's the forecast for this afternoon. And if you want to get him to hit the ball, you want to hit him to right field because the wind's blowing in. Looks like it'll help the ball when it's hit to left. The opponents are batting .300 against Wilson Alvarez so far in the spring of 1994. But as we mentioned, the White Sox swinging the bat extremely well. They didn't start off too good, but in the last couple of weeks, they have really picked it up and hitting .293 as a group. Here's the way the White Sox line up defensively. Warren Newson, the Deacon, plays left field. The big dog, Lance Johnson, in center of those 3 homers on the spring. Darren Jackson is in right. Robin Ventura at third base. Ozzie Guillen is the shortstop. Steve Sachs has been hurting with a heel problem, but he gets to start at second. And the big hurt, Frank Thomas, plays first base. The battery, Spanky LaValliere and Wilson Alvarez. So the Phillies, who went from last to first, last place in '92, and they won 97 ball games in 1993, and they are led by their skipper. He's a good one. Jim Fregosi has managed the White Sox and the California Angels, has really found a good niche here because he's got some people that he likes on this ball club. A lot of talent in Philadelphia as you look at skipper Gene Lamont, but we are ready to roll. Here's the Hawk-a-Roo.
All right, Wimpy, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball, brought to you by Sports Channel. Lenny Dykstra will lead it off. Lenny last year, .305 hitter, 19 homers, and he knocked in 66. There you see what he's doing this spring. Having a tough one. 45 at-bats, just 178. But he is some kind of player.
And he's going to make the team, too.
It is?
Yeah.
You talk with Fregosi?
Yeah.
There's a bullet into left field. Wind slicing it away from Warren Newsom. So that's going to be extra bases for Dykstra. A leadoff double. Lenny had 44 doubles in '93 to go along with 6 triples, 37 stolen bases, and 129 walks.
Whew. He can play. Boy, they call him nails. Boy, he hangs in there. Good hitter against both right and left-handed hitters. You can see this ball just sails away from Newsom. Ball is really going to be slicing away from the outfielder, so they're going to have to play that accordingly. But he got the head out right there, a little inside-out action, the hands before the barrel of the bat. Hit it hard.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Mariano Duncan. Had a good season last year. 282, 11 homers. He knocked in 73. Trying to take it to the right side to get Dykstra over the third. And the count 0-1. Phillies last year as a team hit .274. Had a very fine 3.95 team ERA to go along with 156 home runs. Outfield straight up. There's a base hit. Lance Johnson gets to it as Dykstra will score. The Phillies take a quick 1-0 lead.
Well, you could see that his sole intent in that at-bat, Mariano Duncan, was to get that guy to third base. Not only did he get him to third, but he scored him and got an RBI single in the process. Nice job of hitting a high fastball. Watch him get his hands above the ball right here. Boom, just flips it in there. Everything stayed close to the last second because he was intent on hitting the ball the opposite way. Little inside-out action. Nice job of hitting.
Here's the first baseman, Ricky Jordan. Last year, hit at .289, 5 homers. He knocked in 18. Jordan, 28 years old, out of Richmond, California. Changeup misses in the count 1-0. So the Phillies coming in 11-11 on the spring. As we mentioned at the top, Sox 14-12. Another huge crowd on hand. As we mentioned in our telecast yesterday, the Sox are going to break their all-time attendance mark here in Sarasota. Counting today, 3 games left, and they're going to go well over that 100,000 mark. Fastball outside, 2-0. Now, Wimpy, you talked about it earlier. The Phillies last year, one of the more fun clubs to watch in all of baseball.
Oh, they really are. They just, you know, there's an extension of their skipper's personality, Jim Fregosi, and it's a good group of guys for him to manage. A lot of experience on that team. A couple guys, certainly superstars. We look at Lenny Dykstra and Darren Dalton.
That pitch misses, and the count goes to 3 balls, no strikes. Well, talking to some of the Philadelphia people prior to the game about John Kruk, and the first prognosis was that he may be back by opening day, but they don't think so. They think it'll probably be the 1st of May.
Well, I was talking to Larry Boa just before the game when they were taking batting practice, and he said that he thinks that he's going to miss just 6 games.
I hope he's right.
Yeah, and Fregosi also kind of reiterated that, but who knows? Certainly wish the best for John, and it was a good thing for him because Larry was saying that he was stretching for a throw, and felt a great pain in that groin area during this spring, and he decided to check it out, and that's when they detected the cancer.
That's ball 4. Wilson Alvarez wanted that pitch, didn't get it from Chuck Merriweather. So that'll put Duncan at second, Jordan at first, and here comes the DH, Dave Hollins. Hollins last year hit .273, 18 homers, and he knocked in 93. Dave just 27 years old.
Another guy out of the San Diego Padres organization, isn't he?
Well, they've had a few.
Oh,
is it amazing?
My goodness. They have let a lot of great players go.
You know, in the past, it was always the Minnesota Twins who had many people playing with other major league teams, and now it's getting to be the San Diego Padres.
Without a doubt. I mean, and they just have given a lot of talent away. You look at
who?
Gary Sheffield. He was a pretty good player. Joey Cora's a good player.
Roberto Alomar's not bad.
Well, yeah. Fred McGriff, not too shabby.
No.
Pitching profile on Wilson Alvarez, fastball 92 to 95, curve and changeup. And he's been throwing strikes with all those pitches. Of course, at the end of last season, there really wasn't anybody doing it any better in baseball than Alvarez.
Chopper, somebody's got to hurry. Let it go foul. Okay.
John Kruk was a former Padre.
Right. Well, let's get back to the pitching aspect. Wimpy, as you brought up the Sox and that 5.37 team ERA this spring. And there is a difference when you have a finesse staff versus a power staff in spring training.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right. That fastball pitcher, it seems like it takes him a little bit longer to get that rhythm. We saw a little bit of that with Alex Fernandez yesterday's ball game. He had good pop with his fastball, but had a little bit of trouble locating those pitches. And those good Pirate hitters went up there cutting and slashing, made a couple mistakes with his breaking ball, and as a result didn't have a real good outing. But he is very confident in his abilities, as all the rest of these other guys. But I think you made a great point with that. A guy that throws curveballs for a living has a better chance to get up on top of the hitters early in spring.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Good job by Hollins. Big Frank will make the play. And that's out number 1 with Duncan into third and Jordan into second. Well, what happens too in spring training when you have a power staff like the Sox, and they're working on their off-speed stuff, they're working on a breaking ball, the slider, the change. A lot of times they don't get it over. So now they fall behind in the count. They're 2-0, 3-1, 3-2. And it takes a few miles an hour off that fastball because the hitter starts sitting on it in spring training like that. Now, during the season, when they're getting the breaking stuff over, now they're 1-1, they're 1-2. And now instead of throwing 92 miles an hour, they might be throwing 96 or 97 to the eye of the hitter.
Yeah.
Darren Dalton rips that one foul. Dalton last year, 24 homers, 105 RBIs.
And what a player he has become. You know, we talked about him before the game, and they invested so much money and had so much patience with Darren Dalton when he was hitting 200, 190. And they kept coming back with him. And finally, in the last few years, he has become a great player and certainly worth every penny that they have paid him. Good defensive player as well.
Driven in 214 runs the last 2 seasons as he takes the strike, and the count 0-2.
But as recently as 1991, he hit 196, 201, 208, 194.
And they still had confidence. They paid him on the IFCOM.
That's right. And a good one of those team leader guys, too, worth his weight in gold in the clubhouse.
As Alvarez rings him up, and that's out number 2.
Whew. Can't touch this. That's a good fastball right there. Talk about power pitching. He needed a strikeout with those 2 runners in scoring position against a great RBI man, and he just blows it right by him. He couldn't pull the trigger on that heater, and that had a lot of the plate.
Here's Wimpy's protege, Pete Incaviglia.
Look at the year Inky had.
Good one.
Holy mackerel.
24 homers, 89 knocked in. Along that 274 average. Boy, he has been around the world a couple of times, still only 30 years old.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he's in great shape, too, and he greeted me with his typical fist in the back trick today when I saw him. God, it's like getting hit by Hulk Hogan or someone, you know?
There's a ground ball, base hit in the hole. Duncan scores. Jordan will score. The Phillies lead it 3-0.
Well, those big, strong guys, they get a lot of topspin on their ground balls. You'll see that a lot with Frank Thomas, too. A lot of topspin on this ball from Inky. I think the pitch was away, and he pulled it.
The third baseman, number 5.
Yeah, it is away. Well, he got the head of the bat out, and it just quickly threw that fast White Sox infield. So 2 runs batted in for Incavilla, and it's 3-zip Phillies.
Here's the third baseman, Kim Batiste. Boy, he had a topsy-turvy playoff last year.
Yeah. They brought him in for defense. That's a tough spot, though.
It is.
The last thing I ever wanted to do was come in for defensive purposes with the game on the line.
It's like putting you in golf as a designated putter.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. No tightening up of certain muscles.
Ground ball. Robbins got it. Easy 2-hopper. Tag over to Big Frank, and it'll do it. But the Phillies get on the board with 3 runs, 3 hits. No errors, 1 left. After a half inning of play, it's a fighting Phil's 3, and the Sox coming to bat.
3-0 bad guys. Here's the White Sox lineup for this afternoon's ball game. Top 3 features Steve Sachs at second base, Warren Newson in left, the big hurt Frank Thomas at first base. The middle third of DH Danny Pascal, Robin Ventura at third base, and Darren Jackson in right. Bottom third features Lance Johnson, the center fielder, Mike LaValliere behind the plate, and Ozzie Guillen at shortstop. And they'll be facing Curt Schilling, who won 16 ball games last season for the Phillies. Pitched very well for these guys the last 2 seasons, but struggling on the spring with an 0-2 record, 11.37 earned run average. Of course, it's only spring training, and he's got the club made. A lot of hits given up, 33 in 19 innings, just 4 walks, 15 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .393. Lordy, 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 that's up there. But he's a good pitcher. Got a good fastball, curveball change, and split finger pitch. And he was a great find for these people. Curt Schilling, acquired from the Houston Astros, was 14-11 in 1992. Here's Steve Sachs, who's had a heel problem and really hasn't had a chance to play much at all this spring. Saxy hitting at 143. There's his numbers from last year. There's a shot in the left field. Incavilla going back, can't get there. That's over his head into the wall in left field, so Inky misplayed it. Well, I'll tell you, that wind is doing some tricks on the baseball right now, particularly in left field. It's going to kill the ball to right, but it's really going to take off to left field. And you saw right there, as Inky not able to make the play.
Number 24.
Anyway, Saxy, go out there and get that first pitch fastball. He's a good fastball hitter, Steve Sachs is. When he gets it, he's got to rip it. Let me guess, who has Hawks picked to click this afternoon? I'd rather have your luck than a license to steal.
Here's Warren Newson. Deacon hitting it 273 on the spring, a couple of homers. He's knocked in 8. Takes the strike. There you see what he did in 40 at-bats with the Sox last year, but he hit 341 down at Nashville. He can hit.
Yes, he can.
6'4" right-hander Curt Schilling.
The defense for the Phillies, Inky's in left, Dykstra in center, and Marsh the right fielder. Batiste, Stocker, Duncan, and Jordan are the infielders. The battery this afternoon, Darren Dalton and Curt Schilling.
3-0 Philadelphia lead here in the bottom of the first. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Watch out, Deacon. Buzzes it up and in.
That'll wake up the Deacon. You see Dalton setting up inside. He got way in there. Boy, Deacon getting out there, as you can see, that long stride of his with those short legs. Boy, it's tough to get out of the way.
So the count 1-2.
Pretty good 0-2 pitch, by the way.
He didn't aim it.
No, that's right. He got it in there.
Loose.
Oh, there's a splitter.
And let's check out our picks to click today. You see, Jumanji, our producer-director, went with... Now, why did he go with Dan Pasqua?
Well, because not because Danny's Italian, because Jimmy's Italian.
Wimpy went with Darren. I went with Sexy.
Oof. What new?
Up high. And the count goes full.
Well, we saw in that first inning, Hawk, where the Phillies were able to manufacture some runs, do some execution, hitting the ball the opposite field. We saw Mariano Duncan do that to perfection, get himself a hit and an RBI in this identical situation. See if the Deacon can do it.
Upstairs. And he strikes him out. He just whistled that one right on by him.
That's where you got to pitch, Newsom. He's a dead low ball hitter. Let's see, does he have to swing at this one on 3-2?
Number 35.
Nope.
No, that's upstairs. They're not going to call that one. You see the side view. Where is it? That's high. That's above his S on his socks. That's not where the Deacon likes the ball.
Here's Frank Thomas. And, of course, we want to send out our congratulations to Frank and Elise on the birth of their 6-pound, 13-ounce daughter. As that's into right center field, that wind's going to hold it up. As Tom Marsh makes the catch, sacks, tags. Here's the throw. Not in time. And there's 2 gone. But to Big Frank and Elise on the birth of their daughter, Sloan Alexandra.
Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 44, Dan.
So 2 out, and here comes Danny Pasqua.
Number 44.
Danny having a big spring. 375, 4 homers. He's knocked in 14. And as Wimpy talked about yesterday, Danny catching a big break with the presence of Michael Jordan in camp this year.
Well, Michael's taking a lot of pressure off a lot of guys here.
He sure did. He took all the heat this spring, didn't he?
Well, what have you done for us lately is pretty much the motto of everybody. And the Sox, quite honestly, did not play well in the ALCS. And Danny, of course, was one of those guys that didn't play well. And, of course, he had an off year at 93. So, but with Michael's presence here, the tendency is to forget about all those things. He was able to relax, and he's had a big spring.
Pitch inside.
Talking on Bruce Levine's show today that you mentioned Joey Cora, who had a tough ALCS. All that was gone. Remember that stuff. Jack McDowell's struggles with the Toronto Blue Jays.
It's given the whole club an opportunity to have themselves a good spring, get in shape, and have, as we look at the pitching profile on Curt Schilling, and just have more or less a relaxed type spring training.
Yeah, Schilling's got good movement on that fastball, 89-91, but that'll sink for you. Curve changeup and splitter. He's got good stuff.
He's also got a good cut fastball. That ball's hammered, but that wind. Let's see. It's going to be at the base of the fence. That ball was killed by Pasqua as Sox scores, and it's a 3-1 ball game. I'll tell you, in Comiskey Park on a normal day, that is way out of there.
Lordy, boy, Danny Pasqua has changed at the plate. You can see he's right on top, and he's looking to hook the ball. And he is so strong, he's able to do it. It's very svelte. Look at that weight shift going back. Hand stayed back, the fastball out over the plate, and he just kills it, as Hawk said. That's way out in any other day. I'll tell you what, you got to hit a hair on the bottom of your feet to hit it out of right field today.
Robert Ventura. He hit one against this wind yesterday. It took Orlando Merced right back against the fence. There's a good strike on the outside corner. Boy, you got to really get every bit of it to get it out there at the bottom of that fence in right center field.
What is that, about a 4 or 5 club win?
At least. Maybe a little more for you.
Well, I just hit ground balls into the wind. Singles.
Little duck snorts out there.
Oh, yeah.
2 balls and a strike.
See, Robin with runners in scoring position last year at 273, but career 305. And if he stays where he's right now with his thinking up at the plate and where he is mechanics, he's going to do a lot better.
Pops that pitch up in the left field. Here comes Encavilla fighting that wind. He's there, makes a catch, and that'll retire the side. But the big double by Pasqua knocking in sacks, and after one, 3-1 Philadelphia.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Baseball may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox and Sports Channel Chicago. And I just lost 6 golf balls?
No, we cut
this
it back
wind
to
was
3.
blowing this darn paper all over the place.
Tommy Marsh, the right fielder, leads it off for the Fighting Phils. It'll be Marsh, Stocker, then the top of the order, Lenny Dykstra to face Wilson Alvarez. Breaking ball down low. Tom Marsh last year at Scranton hit .286, 12 homers, and knocked in 57. Outfield playing him to hook slightly. Pops him up right side. Big Frank fighting that wind, takes him over into foul territory. He's there. Piece of cake. That'll bring up the shortstop, Kevin Stocker. Boy, what a 70-game streak he had for the Phillies last year, Wimpy. 324.
Number 19.
Couple of homers and knocked in 31.
Jeez.
A little bit of a Steve Sachs lookalike.
Well, I know that they were real happy with what he did at the shortstop position. Really solidified it for the Phillies because they know they had guys that could hit. They really needed somebody in the middle that could catch the ball. He does look like Saxy, doesn't he?
Wilson with the 1-0 pitch. Talking about Sachs, his good buddy Dennis Alexio was victorious in defending his world heavyweight kickboxing championship yesterday.
Did he win easily?
Yeah. Saxy said he destroyed the guy. Now Bobby Ches wants to fight him.
Good luck, Bobby.
Watch out, Wilson.
My.
2 times ago we saw Alvarez out there. It was Chris James with a hard one hopper off the pitching hand. Wow.
Boy, he got a fastball up out over the plate and just smoked it.
Center fielder.
Well, there's no defense for this play. Thank goodness it missed Wilson.
Number 4.
Watch it right there. He's in pretty good fielding position. Got his glove up in front of him, but whoa! Over the top of his head. Solid single. Nice job of hitting by Stocker. Yeah, I wouldn't want to face that Alexio. We saw him in Anaheim last year. He's got a look in his eye that...
Well, Saxy was talking to him on the phone this morning when I got to the ballpark and said that Bobby Ches wants to fight him, and he said Dennis would fight him either way, either kickboxing or straight up.
Bobby Ches can't beat him. He doesn't have that look. He was a pretty good fighter, but
Here's Dykstra. Had that double last inning and scored. Three runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Phils. A run on 2 hits, no errors for the Sox. Breaking ball strike. 0-1 to count.
Boy, Lenny Dykstra, he put some numbers up last year, didn't he? Look at this, 143 runs. Certainly led the league, had 194 hits, 637 at bats, and he walked 129 times. They played 161 games.
There goes Stocker. LaValliere right on the money. Grab some bench.
You can't run on Spanky. Boy, he was great. What did he throw out? About 78% or something like that last year. He and Karkovic certainly the best tandem in baseball. There's a breaking ball. Pretty good pitch to throw on.
Yes, it was.
Outside, he just nailed him right there. Good throw right into the tag. Slides Kevin Stocker.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Good strike. So the Sox after today, 7 more spring games before they tee it up. April 4th at Skydome against the Jays.
And we talked about the Jays a little bit shorthanded right now. Joe Carter may not be ready for that series.
Chopper. They're going to stick this one in their pocket.
Well, Lenny's now 2 for 2 in the ball game. Talking to some of the Phillies people, he really hates spring training. He'll get up for those games once the season starts, though. She's Saxey trying to, well, his only chance really was to barehand that ball. He was going to get him anyway. Getting back to Toronto, though, we don't know the status of Dwayne Ward, his shoulder problems in the spring. And I know Dave Stewart's thrown the ball very well. Had a great outing yesterday. But when Joe Carter's not in the lineup, that's very helpful.
You know, Carter didn't hurt us that much last year. Of course, of our young power staff, they didn't mess around with the all-speed pitch too much. Just went right after him. But still, his presence in that lineup is very important for Toronto as Mariano Duncan takes the strike.
Yeah, the
big guy is Ward. He just wears us out.
Oh, Dwayne?
Yeah.
You can rack him up in the ninth inning. If Dwayne's in the game, he's amazing. Of course, the guy that scares me, too, from an offensive standpoint, who can turn on anybody's fastball, has got to be Molitor. Boy, as long as you can hit that number 1, you can play. And it looks like Molly can play another 5-6 years.
What is he, 38 years old now?
Yeah, about that. Man, what a clinic he put on the ALCS and the World Series last year.
Hit every mistake. Every time somebody made a mistake, he hurt it. He did not foul it off. He did not pop it up. He did not ground it out. He hit it hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about Carter, though. Well, you make a nasty pitch. Anything down, Joe Carter's going to just shillelagh it. He can really drop the hit on anything.
Whoops. Ball gets away from LaValliere. Now Dykstra, he'll go on into third base as Mike could not pick up the ball.
This is a tough one. Hangs onto that curveball, as you can see, down and in. And you don't know which direction that ball is going to go. It was way in off the plate. Took a right turn on LaValliere. No, Dykstra easily in the third, but there are 2 outs.
Well, the catcher, if it hits him, he knows where it's going to go. But right here, it hits Chuck Merriweather. So LaValliere had no idea where this one was. A ball, a strike, 2 out. Jammed him, ate him up. Here comes Ozzie. Cannot make the play. Dykstra scores. And there goes Duncan on his way to second base, and he'll get there. So it's a 4-1 Philadelphia lead.
Boy, that's a great job of hustling right there by Mariano Duncan. Ozzie not anticipating this. Well, there's a severe jam sandwich. He hit that ball so slowly, really, Ozzie couldn't make a play. He tried to barehand it, but the ball took a bad hot on him at the very last, as you can see. Trying to rush against the good speed of Duncan. See how they'll score that. Should be a base hit.
It should be a hit.
You going to give him a double there?
I'd give him a hit and an error.
Yeah, that's, well, certainly a mental error on the part of Ozzie Guillen, not getting to that ball.
Another shot base hit in center field by Ricky Jordan. Lance Johnson will not be able to make the throw as Duncan scores, and it's 5-1 Philadelphia.
Well, these guys go up there cutting and slashing. The Philly Ball Club, as you mentioned, hit it well over 270 as a team last year. When you make mistakes to them, they're going to fill the ballpark full of line drives.
That'll bring up the DH, Dave Hollins. Grounded out to Big Frank last inning, but got the job done. Got Duncan and Jordan over to third and second. One hopper, Ventura. Nice peg for the third out. 2 more runs for the Phillies on 3 hits. Check it, 4 hits. No errors, a man left. And after an inning and a half, Phillies by 4. Some of the capacity crowd here at Ed Smith Stadium on a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Temperature in the high 80s, as we mentioned, around 88 degrees, 20 to 22 mile an hour wind. And we hope wherever you are, you're having a good day. Right here, 5-1 Philadelphia. For the Sox, it'll be Darren Jackson, Lance Johnson, and Mike LaValliere. Here's Wimpy's pick to click. Having a good spring, hitting at 308, 4 homers. He's knocked in 14. Of course, we're sure you've heard by now, last year suffered with that Graves' disease, which was not diagnosed until about midway through the season. Lost over 20 pounds. Schilling with the 0-1 pitch. Slider.
And I talked with Darren before the ball game today. He's up to about 198 pounds now, which is great for him, and he hasn't lost any foot speed. Last year he was about 180. So that's a huge difference, especially when you're all muscle and you're losing that. So he feels great. He couldn't be happier right now.
The 0-2 pitch. Fastball just off the plate. Little spinner up high and the count 2-2. Curt Schilling. 5 games over the 500 mark in his career. 34 victories, 29 defeats. Good rip and a heater right there. High heater.
Yeah. Well, Darren will tell you, he'll look for pitches. He'll adjust to the style of the pitcher that he's facing. Of course, Schilling is much better when he keeps the ball down. He's got that good movement on his fastball, a sinker type, but he can also pitch upstairs occasionally.
Little cutter right there. Kevin Stocker have to stick it in his pocket. A little slight bobble. Darren Jackson, decent speed.
Base hit. We take that one.
You will.
Certainly. Like a splitter that just kind of hung up and out over the plate, and Darren was fooled by the velocity of that pitch. Hit it off the end of the bat, but Stocker, trying to rush right there, couldn't get out of his glove.
Here's Lance Johnson. Lance hitting at 347, 3 homers. That's right, 3 homers.
Big dog.
8 RBIs this spring.
See if the big dog can take it out of here today to right field.
Lance says he actually has 4 this spring, but only 3 official. One of them was in an inter-squad game.
Oh, I thought it was in batting practice.
He says 2 of them were against the wind.
Look at him.
Pops it up right side. Tommy Marsh. Now Dykstra. That wind taking it over to center field. And that's out number 1. And while we have a moment, all of us here at Sports Channel would like to welcome our affiliate, Cablevision, and all their viewers in Oak Park, Illinois.
Oak Park, yes.
Batting 8, the catcher, number 10.
Now Lance is up on the plate now. He says he's moving up and back in the batter's box, but he's still very close to the plate. The front of the box to the back of the box, adjusting to the pitcher.
Hey, you see Spanky hitting 278 and 18 at-bats.
Long and lean. Look at him.
Dalton with a throw. They get him.
Darren Dalton's a good one. He's got a quick release, very accurate thrower. Good athlete behind the plate. As you can see, he gets out of there in a hurry. Bang, no contest.
Boy, he's had a few operations in his day.
Oh, yeah. But he still runs very well after all that crouching behind the plate. He's a bodybuilder, too, though.
He and Curt McCaskill should have been in the movies. Because just inside 2 of the more handsome athletes.
Yeah, the man channel. You're right, though.
Baggy fouls it off.
And while we have a moment, all fans attending the first series against the Boston Red Sox on April 8th through April 10th receive a 1994 White Sox magnetic schedule, compliments of Coca-Cola. For tickets, call 312-831-1-SOX.
Well, Wimpy, you and I were just the forerunners of all these handsome athletes
absolutely.
Coming out today. There's a shot. Duncan has it on the fly, and that'll retire the side. Nothing across the hit, no errors, nobody left after 2. 5-1 Phils. That's April 4th, the season's opener from Toronto.
I will just make it up as we go along.
You usually do. Darren Dalton will lead it off. It'll be Dalton and Cavilla and Batiste. 5-7-0 for the Phillies, 1-3-0 for the good guys.
He is a good-looking guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
What were you saying, though, before the inning? We were the forerunners in that field?
Oh, yeah. We were the precursors of all the good-looking guys coming in today.
Oh, we have a lot in common with Dalton and McCaskill. we all have 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head.
Salaries were comparable.
Yeah.
There's a strike from Wilson. You know, really, and I'm certainly not indicting ex-players. But it really upsets me a lot of times when you sit around and you listen to ex-players talk about these guys today, how much money they're making, not as good players. That is not true. These guys are better players. And one of these days, the old-timers are going to understand that.
Yeah. And I hate to admit it, but they're also better looking.
They are that. Better shape, faster, bigger, smarter.
Absolutely.
Here's Incavilla. Had a big 2-out, 2-run single in the first. And Inky is not of that ilk.
No, he's a throwback to like the Neanderthal man. I'm getting back at him for that shot in the back I took today. I tell you what Inky's done.
Piece of cake for Robin. Nice peg. 2 quick out.
Say for a big man, he can get down the line too. But Incavilla had 101 hits last year, 386 at bat, and he drove in 89 runs, a career high. He had a super year, and he changed his hitting style. Remember, he hit that backbreaker thing with that back going back, and he could never get to the ball. He was always pulling off of it. Last year, he bent from the waist a bit. Take a look at Inky's swing. It's much better than it was. He's bending from the waist. He pulls off this one slightly, but he's still able to get the barrel of the bat on it. He'll do some good things for Philadelphia this year.
Well, he can clear his hips from there, in that position. And you got to be able to clear your hips, as there's a bound base hit by Kim Batiste.
Well, that one had some top spin going through there.
For all the youngsters out there, you have to have a stance at the plate that allows you to clear your hips. If you can't clear your hips, you cannot hit. Because if you can't clear your hips, you can't keep your hands back.
Yeah. Well, if you, especially when we're just talking about Inky bending backwards from the waist instead of a slightly forward. That's what he was doing. Yeah, a sway back type thing. That's what Cal Ripken has done the last couple of years. Why he has had unproductive years going from an MVP type season.
Now, just a minute. It's too early for you to start in on Cal Ripken's
Well, I'm going to tell you the first day of the season. I've been right for 3 years in a row what kind of year he's going to have. Just by the way he stands up at the plate.
High and foul.
Get out of here. Remember that year we opened up at Baltimore at Memorial Stadium, and he was bent from the knees and the waist forward a bit, and I'll tell you what, he was pounding the ball, and he hit the ball great all season. Following year, he had that sway back thing, didn't hit a lick.
You're
Last year, he's in between.
You know that? You are.
Yeah. Well, when you don't play good, you study things like that. Gee, I wish I'd have done that.
The 0-2 pitch to right fielder Tom Marsh. Ball gets away from LaValliere. That might be a pass ball right there.
Oh, yeah. Down and in. I think he might have got him right on the thumb of that catcher's mitt. Of course, sometimes a Wilson Alvarez pitch, he's setting up away. And as you can see, he's got to make the adjustment. And he tries to backhand this one. Oh, yeah, that's a pass ball. What is that, a supine position to try and catch? Something like that.
No, they call it an ejector.
Yes. Push the button.
Got him. Down and in, and that'll do it. Nothing across. There was a hit. One left after 2.5. Sox trail 5-1. It's the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Ed Smith Stadium. Sox trail by 4 runs. Right now, let's check out our Trivia Trove, brought to you by all the good folks at Southwest Airlines. Since 1901, how many spring training sites have the Sox occupied? Wimpy?
I don't know. I've been here a long time.
White Sox, the shortstop,
20s.
number 13, Ozzie.
How many sites? Different sites. I'm going to say at least.
Number 13.
They were in Indiana for a couple of years. Way back when, as Ozzie leads it off. I'm going to say there have been 9 different sites.
Dude, I think there's more than that. I think they're going to be 27 sites. I'll go 27. Got 9?
Yeah. 21 the count. Ozzie hitting .239 on the spring.
Ozzie looks like he's wearing one of those old White Sox shirts where you kept the shirt out your pants. Oh, those are bad uniforms.
He's a mess, isn't he?
It's not how you feel, it's how you look.
Little garter.
Oh, boy.
The 1-2 pitch. Hit hard. Kevin Stocker sucks it up, throws him out.
Wendy's presents the Family Sox Pack at Comiskey Park. For only $15 per person, fans receive a game ticket and food coupon in an alcohol and smoke-free area. For more information on the Wendy's Family Sox Pack, call 312-451-5357.
Here's Steve Sachs. Led off the bottom of the first with a line shot double in the left field and scored. Takes a pitch outside. There's a strike. Outfield playing him bunch just a bit. Short and right. Well, that wind. This has been a windy spring. A slicing foul. Well, Pachorik 8-iron shot right there.
I can shank him better than that.
You turned it into an art form.
Just put a little pressure on me.
There's a little nubber. Duncan is there. And that's out number 2.
Left fielder, Warren Newson.
That'll bring up the Deacon, Warren Newson. Struck out on a 3-2 high fastball.
Shank you very much.
Phillies last year, 3 games in front of the young and exciting Montreal Expos. 97 victories, 65 defeats. That's into left field. Incaviglia.
Stay fair. Oh, boy.
Nope.
Boy, they're in a tough division this year.
You see, look at those Expos. 94 wins with that young club.
Boy, what a...
Cardinals finished up strong.
Yeah.
12 over. And here's the way it's going to look this year. The Bravos, the Fighting Fish, Expos, the Metropolitans, and the Phillies.
Well, that could be a dogfight.
Yeah, right there.
Well, the Mets and Marlins shouldn't be
3
big
good
factors,
teams.
but yeah, 3 very good ball clubs. Where do the Expos keep getting those good players?
Wow. 1-2 the count.
Well, they had what about it? Less than about $15 million payroll last year, and they'd won 94 games. Pretty amazing.
Two and two.
Well, you see, they lose a Tim Raines, they get a Marquise Grissom. Lose an Andre Dawson, you get a Larry Walker. Delino DeShields. They just keep coming up with these players.
Full count. You got a great guy managing that ball club.
Felipe Alou, yes.
A great guy. Payoff pitch in the left field. Incaviglia running back. He won't be able to get it. That's off the base of the fence, so a 2-out double for the Deacon.
I think Yankees going to have to start playing a little deeper there. Circling the wagons a bit on those balls hit at him. That wind is really carrying the ball in that area. Straight away left field to the line. The ball is just jumping. And that's what Deacon does best. That inside out swing the opposite way. He's got great power to left field. So he nails it there for that double. And the Big Hurt will get an RBI chance.
You joined us late. Frank, proud papa, along with his wife, Elise. New baby daughter, Sloan Alexandra.
Yeah, you should give Elise a little credit for that, too. You know, I think it's really nice of you.
That ball hit hard, but that wind's going to knock it down. Actually, he killed it. And that'll retire the side. Nothing across. 2-out double by Newsom after 3. 5-1 Philadelphia.
5-1. They've been out hit 8-4. The only RBI is Danny Pasqua's RBI double in the first inning. Curt Schilling against Wilson Alvarez. Alvarez working into his 4th. Struggling a bit. Well, these Phillies, they can swing the bat, though. Of course, Alex Fernandez in yesterday's ball game gave up 5 runs on 12 hits. But don't worry about these good young arms that the White Sox have. They'll be ready when the gun goes off. And that will start next Monday at Skydome. Here's Kevin Stocker to lead things off for the Phillies. Curveball inside. Boy, he got an Alvarez fastball and almost took Wilson's head off with a line shot up the middle. He was caught stealing in that at bat. Phillies with 3 in the first, 2 in the second. There's a ground ball foul.
You know, Wimpy, I sort of disagree with what you just said as far as they'll be ready when the gun goes off, the bell rings. I think it wouldn't surprise me to see the Sox in the pitching area start off a little bit slow this year. As I said, they're all young, they're all power pitchers, and it usually takes them a little longer.
Well, I disagree with what you just said. We're going to be playing, of course, in Skydome, the temperature is controlled. But when you get into that cold weather, those power pitchers have the advantage. They're going to feel a lot better than those hitters.
Now, how much does a 33-ounce bat weigh in cold weather?
Oh, about 28. And they crack a lot easier, too, with those 94-mile-an-hour fastballs that the White Sox pitchers will be featuring. I think they're going to get off to a good start.
Well, I hope you're right.
We'll see. 2-1 pitch. Ow, in the right field. Here comes Darren Jackson. Oh, he dives for it. Man, that wind is playing tricks. So Darren makes a good running catch, a diving catch, and what appeared to be a routine fly to right center.
He's just a good outfielder. One of the better outfielders in all of baseball.
Boy, did he get his body in position to make that play? That was terrific, because that ball just kind of nosedived right there at the end. I think it was just going to be a routine play. So here's Dykstra. Lenny 2 for 2, has scored 2 runs. What new? He pops this one up to left field. Shallow. Here comes the Deacon towards the line now, and he makes the catch. So very quickly, 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th inning for Philadelphia.
Second baseman, Mariano Duncan.
Mariano Duncan is 2 for 2 with a couple of runs scored and has an RBI. Actually, he has 2 runs batted in, so he's having himself quite an afternoon. Mariano, former Dodger, was a switch hitter. Now he's batting strictly right-handed. Well, he's got a lot more pop from that right side of the plate, and I'm sure that's what Philadelphia realized. And he's had some good years for him. There's a strike, breaking ball. Mariano is 31 years old, former shortstop. Now plays a lot of second base. They also have Mickey Morandini to play second base. So Jim Fragosi's got some good role players over here. Last year, Duncan hit .282. Curveball down low. 11 homers, drove in 73 runs. Man. You see, the Phillies, they were in first place just about all last season, 181 days. National League record. Sox were ahead 125 days. The 2-1 pitch coming up to Duncan with Ricky Jordan on deck. Misses inside. 3-1.
Maybe I'm just looking at the White Sox spring training chronology in our Southwest Trivia Trove. Where did you come up with the number 27, Wimpy?
Oh, I'm just going over all the places that I remember the White Sox being. He walked them. What is the correct answer? That is the second walk issued by Alvarez. Go ahead.
Well, let's just go ahead and take a look at it.
Go ahead.
Poof. Southwest Airlines Trivia Trove. Plain Smart Trivia Trove. Since 1901, how many spring training sites have the Sox occupied? 27. Where did you come up with that, Wimpy?
I don't know. A little bird told me.
Was his name Dougie?
No, it was Jimmy. Here's Jordan. With 2 out, takes one up high. Ricky Jordan will get some playing time at first base. We talked about John Kruk's condition. They're hoping he only misses 6 games, which would be great for the Phillies.
Boy, they've had some weird spring training sites.
Why don't you name some?
I think I will. Excelsior Springs, Missouri. That was back in 1901 and 2. How was it? All right? Good town?
Yeah. Did you lose any money there? Where else?
Mobile, Alabama. Marlin Springs, Texas.
Shot up the middle. Base hit for Jordan. He's 2 for 2 with the walk. So runners at first and second with 2 out for Philadelphia. As they keep pounding the ball, they've got 9 hits now.
New Orleans, Louisiana. 1905 and 6. And in 1907, they were in Mexico City, Mexico. Los Angeles in 1908, San Francisco, Mineral Wells, Texas, Waco, Texas, Paso Robles, California, Mineral Wells, Texas, Waco, Texas, Waxahachie, Texas, home of former Sox executive and manager Paul Richards. Seguin, Texas, Winter Haven, Shreveport, Dallas, San Antonio, Pasadena, French Lick, home of Larry Bird.
Boy, I bet you they had some great weather for that, huh?
Terre Haute.
You can really get in shape there.
Pasadena, El Centro, Tampa, and Sarasota.
It's amazing. How long have we been in Sarasota? It's 1960 or so, isn't it?
You're awesome.
Yeah. Wow. That makes almost 44 years. Dave Hollins, he's dangerous.
What?
60. Well, that'd be closer to 34 years.
You just blew it.
Well, math wasn't one of my better subjects in school, and neither was English. Duncan with a good lead at second. He's going to try and score on a singles. They're playing him deep in the outfield. Hanger, and he fouls it back. That runner at second base, and the Sox are very deep, especially Newsom. He knows that wind right now. He's almost on the warning track in left field for Hollins, who's a switch hitter. This guy is dangerous. Jordan, the runner at first. Pretty much straight away in the outfield, but deep. Jackson shortens up a couple steps in right field because of the wind factor there. Oh, good hook. Can't get it. Lavalier holds on, and that'll do it. Phillies come up empty after 3.5 from Sarasota. Sox trail at 5.
Welcome to Mary Jordan. Seated behind the White Sox dugout on the first base side.
We are back at the Ed Smith Stadium here in Sarasota. Sox trailing at 5-1. Curt Schilling against Wilson Alvarez. And we're joined in the booth by Vice President General Manager Ron Schuler. Shu, welcome once again. And can you tell us something about the final stages of spring training? Tell us about the deal that brought Paul Asemacher to the team this past week.
Well, Tom, I think all spring I've had scouts all over Florida, as Mike Squires has been in Arizona. And we really narrowed it down to about 4 or 5 left-handers. And to tell you the truth, Asemacher was way up on our list, and we were able to get it done for one of our minor league pitchers.
Danny Pasqua leads things off for the White Sox. Changeup up and away. Well, there's our bullpen additions. Asemacher, Dennis Cook, a lefty. Brian Givens, Wally Ritchie, and Larry Thomas. Of course, I think when you're looking for a pennant-winning situation, as Pasqua swings through that one, you're looking for the more experience. Isn't that correct?
Well, that's true. Asemacher's been there before, had all that experience with the Braves. I think even with the playoffs with the Cubs in '89. So he's been there before, a good setup guy. And with the loss of Radinsky, we felt we really had a big void there.
Believe it or not, I hit against Asemacher, and I thought he was really tough. No, if he can get me out, that really doesn't measure a pitcher's ability. But I felt like he's got that good, hard breaking ball down and into a right-hander.
Well, that's true, and don't take anything away from you. You wore out left-handers, but he's unique. I watched him the other day in a minor league game. I got right behind him. His slider is real hard to pick up.
Yeah, that was my my thinking on that. That slider down and into a righty, as Pasqua slams this one foul, really, to me, has always been the toughest pitch for a right-handed a hitter to hit against the lefty, but also lefties have a big trouble with that pitch also.
Well, they definitely do, and that's the key for us. I think you see some of these clubs, especially when we play New York, they're loaded with that left-handed lineup, especially in a Yankee Stadium.
Pitch inside. Full count to Danny Pasqua. Comment on Pasqua, the spring he's had so far.
Well, the last 2 weeks, he's been amazing. He doesn't make easy outs anymore, and I think Danny's settled in, got a little playing time here, and his swing's real good right now.
Oh, yeah. Quick. He's right on top of the plate. There's a grounder up the middle. Duncan, two hopper, will throw him out. One up, one down here in the Sox fourth. What about, we talked about Michael Jordan and his presence in spring training. Has he taken a lot of pressure off some of the guys who maybe struggled in the ALCS and at the end of the season?
Well, he's definitely been the talk of the camp.
Yeah.
It's been a great experience. I think everybody thought it'd be a big distraction and everything, but I think once he came here, committed to his work habits and everything, and the way he's handled the media, I really think it's been a pleasant spring.
Robin Ventura takes ball one up and away. Fastball by Schilling. There's a ground ball up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. So Robin continues his hot hitting, and sure, you've got to be pleased with the way Ventura is swinging the bat. He looks like he's going to have a monster year.
Well, you're probably able to see it better being a former hitter, but to me, he's a little more upright. He looks a little bit different. The bat looks quicker. I just see the bat speed a little bit better. I think he's really been swinging the bat well, even against left-hand pitching.
Yeah, you can see right there, 4 of his 5 homers this spring have been against left-handed pitching, and one of the big bugaboos the Sox have had over the last couple of years has been ineffective hitting against left-handed pitching.
Well, that's awful true, especially, well, we'll have to wait and see, but when you get a Randy Johnson on the mound, then that's the only time our left-handers really don't want to get out there. But other than that, our guys have been swinging real well against left-handers.
Speaking of swinging real well, Darren Jackson hit a bullet right back up the middle. Good play by Schilling to get the force play at second.
Center fielder.
Man, he got up on top of that high heater. Boy, these guys really look like they're swinging the bat. So don't you think as a group these guys look really good, even more solid than in past years?
Tommy, I think offensively this club is going to score a lot more runs than last year. They've been real aggressive. I think Lance has worked out a little harder this winter. He's showing some power. But just the addition of Jackson and Pasqua in right field, I kind of feel sorry for our manager who to play out there right now.
You know, that's really the truth, because everybody that walks up to the plate looks like they've got a real good chance to get themselves a base hit and hit the ball with authority. So Lance Johnson, a little bit closer to the plate, he takes a fastball away. And how about the pitchings? Hawk and I have said, do you agree with the fact that power pitchers that the White Sox have a little bit tougher time getting their rhythm in spring training?
Well, definitely. I think now, especially the 3rd, 4th week, Tommy, being a former pitcher, you go through a dead arm stage. And a lot of times guys don't experience this till April. So I'm kind of glad some of our pitchers really are getting over this now. I know Alex complained a little bit that he didn't think his good velocity was there. A couple of the other guys. So you like to see a pitcher get through that while they're down here in camp.
And, of course, early in the season, you get the cool weather as Lance pops this one up to the left side. Get out of here. Third baseman Batista's there and makes the play. And that'll do it. Sox come up empty. They still trail at 5-1. Shu, thanks a lot for the visit.
Thank you, Tommy.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your...
Top of the 5th inning here at Ed Smith Stadium in beautiful Sarasota, Florida. Sox trailing Philadelphia 5-1. They've been out hit 9-4. Jim Fragosi's Phillies they can swing that bat. And you look at Wilson Alvarez, Hawk-a-Roo, talking with Ron Schuler at the end of last inning and between innings. He really thinks that the Sox pitchers are going to what we call a dead arm stage at this point in the spring.
Every club does it. Not one or two, not 24 or 25, all 28 will go through a dead arm. They usually go through 2 dead arm periods in the spring. One early on and one later on. And if you sometimes you'll see a club that not everybody will go through that second one, but you really like to see them do it because it's almost like you've got to go through it, get the blisters out, get the aches out, get the soreness out, and then go ahead and pitch.
Yeah, and then be ready for the season. Get it going. I used to go through a dead bat period 3 or 4 times. Dalton ground ball, that's fair. Should be extra bases. Darren Jackson, and you can see Darren Dalton gets on that first baseline pretty darn good for a catcher. There's a guy who's had about 5 knee surgeries. Say he's a player.
Gets pretty good pitch to hit here. Watch the breaking ball from Wilson. Just a roller.
Stayed with it. He's one of those guys that steps into the plate, but he's really got to make sure he gets ahead of the bat out. That particular style of hitting. Well, he's done a good job of it his last couple of seasons. Here's Inky. Pete 1 for 2 today, an RBI single, 2-run single. Well, he's hitting a whopping .478. As you can see, he's away from that sway back hitting stance that he had when he was with the Rangers. Bending from the waist ever so slightly. Boy, it just gives him a better, longer look at the pitch. Boy, you bend over backwards, and I'm telling you, you're still going to have to lean in by the time the pitch gets there. So Inky, talking with him before the game, just real happy he's made this adjustment. He's still only 30 years old. Curveball inside, 1-0. And this guy is strong. Has never played a minor league ball game. There you see the spring batting leaders. Incaviglia, this is National League. Sheffield and Mike Piazza. Oh, he's a pretty good one. Good young talent right there. Curveball up high, 2-0. Boy, he got underneath that breaking ball big time right there. See where Inky stands in the batter's box, as far back as you can get. He's close to the plate, though. And he still wants to get those arms extended. He is strong.
Ooh. Now I went through some slow bat periods, but I never went through a dead bat. Now, how'd that feel?
Well, when the bat feels like it weighs about 50 pounds.
Oh, I thought you meant, okay.
Yeah, well, every time it hit it, it was breaking, that sort of thing. And yeah, that dead bat period is tough. There's Dalton, the runner at second. 2-1 pitch coming to Incaviglia. Fastball, he jammed him in the center field. Lance Johnson getting a bead. Now he comes back. Never fear, the big dog is here.
I've been in this game for 31 years. I have never heard that expression before. Dead bat period.
Well, it's dead arm for the pitchers, dead bat for the hitters. Here's Kim Batiste. Batiste 1 for 2 this afternoon, hitting at .238 on the spring. Dalton still at second base with 1 out. Sox playing him deep and around a pull in the outfield. Big gap in right center between Lance Johnson and Darren Jackson. Well, they can cover some ground out there. Fastball up and in. And that's one area. Well, we're talking with Jackson before the game. He has not worked out in center field at all. He's just happy to be in right. Something that Ellis Burks really, you know, he played great in right field, but he wasn't happy. He wants to be a center fielder. I think that's one of the big reasons why he left to go to Colorado.
Ellis has been having some back problems out there, and we certainly hope that he's all right.
Yeah. Of course, he doesn't have Herm Schneider now breathing down his neck.
The intimidation factor.
Oh, yeah. Well, you talk about someone who'll get after you. There's a ball inside. 2-0 on Batiste. Boy, as soon as you walk in the door, I mean, if you got any kind of problem, Herm's got you.
And I was watching Herm work out on Terry Leach's arm yesterday. Looked like a shot out of Beetlejuice.
Yeah. I'll tell you, he's gotten Jose De Leon back pretty darn good. There's a dry little flip in the right field. Well, there's a duck snort personified. So with one out, Dalton has to hold up, so he gets to third. Runners at the corners for Tom Marsh. It wasn't pretty, but it counts. Yeah, I was surprised watching Jose work in the bullpen. He's going to come back a lot quicker than I think everybody expected. And Herm's been working him unmercifully, which is great. You figure if you got an injury, Herm's going to get you back a lot quicker than anybody else in baseball because he's relentless. Kevin Stokes gets a good RBI chance here. Well, that's Tom Marsh. Check that. Stokes is on deck. Who's number 70 when you need him? Ventura, even with the bag. There's a ground ball hit hard, foul. Larry Bowa, the third base coach, former Cub and former Philly shortstop. He's nuts. He's perfect for this staff too, with the guys that they have. A good mix. George Culver, saw him. Skunk before the game. Yeah, he's here.
Georgie.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good golfer.
Yeah, from Bakersfield, right? There's a foul ball, high fastball. So Wilson ahead in the count, 0-2. And Mel Roberts is at first base.
Well, George Culver had some aspirations of going on the Pro Tour until he started playing some tournaments and came up with wimpyitis.
Oh, really? We call that sphincteritis. Sox need 2. Runner going, shot, is it? Fair ball. Into the corner, that's going to score at least one. And Batista will score all the way from first because he was in motion on the hit and run / steal. Wow, 0-2 he was going. Obviously a steal situation, the curveball. And he mashed it just inside the third baseline. So 7-1 is the Philly lead with 12 hits now.
Watch the rotation on this curveball. Again, just a roller.
Yeah.
And that's what Schiller was talking about. When you go through that dead arm period, your arm speed is just not there. It's slower, and then you try to snap a curveball off, and it's just a roller rather than that good biting curveball that Wilson Alvarez has when you have the good arm speed.
So Marsh having a good spring for himself. Third double, 11 RBIs now. Sox trail at 7-1. Strike at the knees, fastball. Kevin Stocker's 1 for 3. Actually, he's 1 for 2. Solid single in the second inning. There's a ground ball to the left of Ventura. Looks the runner back to second. Oh, he just lollipopped that ball over the first base and just barely got Stocker. So 2 out, 7-1. Sox are trailing, and all fans attending the weekend series against the Detroit Tigers on April 22nd through April 24th receive a 1994 White Sox calendar. For tickets, call 312-831-1-SOX. Well, that's one of the things that Robin will do occasionally. He'll get in those periods where he just lobs the ball across the infield. And that's when he usually makes his errors.
It is?
Yep. But 3 straight gold gloves. He's still pretty good. There's Lenny Dykstra. Nails. 2 for 3. See that open stance against the lefty. Opens up just a bit more against the lefties to get a better view. A lot of good hitters will do that. You know, Billy Buckner used to do that against, especially the good left-handers will open up his stance rather than close, because the farther you get closed, the lefty versus lefty, the more apt you are to bail.
Well, if you're going to open up more, then you've got to move your back foot more towards the plate.
Yeah. Whoops, up and in. Boy, Dykstra played with Lenny with the Mets. Lenny's now 31 years old. List him at 185. I don't know. He's 5'10". That's stretching it a bit. He's a little over 185, but he is a muscle man. Had some great years with Philadelphia. Another bad trade by the Mets. There's a drive to left field. Warren Newsom towards the line. That'll be out of play.
Why do you harbor this animosity towards the Mets, Wimpy?
Why, just because they released me? Well, just because they didn't tell me they released me. A guy called me up and says, hey, why'd they release you? And I says, I didn't know that I was released. But no, actually, I like the Met organization back then. Good bunch of guys, but good grief. They got rid of everybody that was a good player. Lenny Dykstra, all-star caliber.
Sorry?
Not myself in that category. I'm not, believe me. There's a jam sandwich. Wilson will take it. Thank goodness this inning's over. Halfway home, Sox trail at 7-1.
All right, right now let's check out our game summary. Brought to you by all the Chicagoland Dodge dealers. Poof. Sox in trouble. Trailing 7-1. Dykstra, Duncan, and Batiste, 2 hits each. Pasqua, 15th RBI of the spring, and raises his average to 405. If you missed that one, he killed.
Poof is right. You almost had to ad-lib that one. Here's Spanky. Mike LaValliere. Line to the second baseman his first time up. He takes a fastball up high. There's a good pitch strike. 1-1 on LaValliere. Boy, they are shallow in the outfield, especially, well, the right fielder is extremely shallow. Breaking ball hit in the air left field. Here's Inky. Every move a picture. That'll fall in there. Spanky spinning around the second. He can make the third. Here he comes. The big dog. Will he slide in there? He's saved. Oh, Lordy. Mike LaValliere with a triple. They got to be buying at Shaner's this afternoon in Sarasota.
The best part of this play was, first of all, watching Incaviglia try to catch it. He turned left at first. And he can't get there. Now, the best part of the play is watching LaValliere try to run it.
Hey, believe me, look at him. He wanted to stop at second base. He wanted no part of that triple. Now here he does. He turns on the gas. And that's when the great base runners get that extra base. The 10 dog. Ozzie can't get the splitter. So a runner at second base with 1 out. They're going to concede the run everywhere but third base. Batiste is about even with the bag over there. So Ozzie, make contact, get yourself an RBI here. Fouls that one back. He's down 0-2. What a beautiful play. That triple is really the most exciting play, isn't it? Especially when you got 2 guys like Inky and LaValliere involved.
They make it very exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Steve Beezer. The Beezer-Roo in center field. Not a common everyday household name, but Lenny Dykstra nails the grounder foul at home plate. So Ozzie struggling to hang in there. They are shallow in the outfield, as you can see. Sun-drenched crowd here. It's easy for me to say in Sarasota, Florida. Beautiful Ed Smith Stadium. Up and away, fish ain't biting. Sox have some minor league games going on in the field just beyond center field. As you look at Terry Boom Boom Bevington, very svelte third base coach of the Sox. Ozzie fouls that one. There's Chet. Domindio. Oh, sure. Give me all the tough names. Chet's over there at first base for Manzo. Foul ball. He's with the Sarasota Gulf Coast team. A lot of people from Hickory in town this weekend. Hickory Crawdads in the South Atlantic League.
Boy, they love you down there. I've been having some conversations with some of the people who were at the banquet that you went down and were guest at. Wimpy, you're a legend already.
Well, in my mind, but those people are really nice. What a great facility they have. That's as good a minor league ballpark as I've ever seen. Fouls it off left side. And they got a restaurant in there, a stadium club. Their offices are great. Chris Gallus, son of Rob. Rob, of course, the vice president in charge of marketing and broadcasting for the Sox. And Chris, following in his dad's footsteps, does a nice job over there with those good people. Ooh, he got him on a high heater. Ozzie strikes out. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Schilling.
Second baseman, Steve Sachs.
It's like a four-seamer right here.
Sarah Duncan,
Just rears
Lakeland,
back.
Florida, in the home run jackpot contest.
High fastball. Ozzie certainly a much better low ball hitter. That'll bring up Sachs. Steve 1 for 2, doubled and scored in the first inning. Hitting .222 on the season, on the spring season. Has not had a chance to play much, and he fouls this one right side because of that heel problem. Well, I'll tell you, heel is a very tricky injury. I know he had it in a cast for a while, something like a calcium deposit in his heel. Well, you could get a bone bruise in your heel, and it just takes forever to heal. You can't run, can't do anything. Jam sandwich, the shortstop. Spanky will score with that good speed and good jump. So Sachs gets an RBI, he grounds the shortstop, and the Sox inch to within 5 runs of the Phillies. And the Hawk-a-Roos pick the clip.
Left fielder, Warren Dewson, number 24. Warren is batting for Casey Martin.
That'll bring up the Deacon.
Home run jackpot contest.
Warren Newson, a strikeout victim, and he had a double his last time up, hitting .283 on the spring. See if Inky backs up a little bit in left field. Breaking ball up high. Philly outfield shading him way over to left field. As well they should. Good swing. He fouls it off that direction. Big Frank on deck. Boy, he hit one hard his last time up. That window in right center field kept it in the park. Splitter strike. You see the flags. Boy, blowing straight in from right field. Actually helping the ball hit the left, though. Deacon lines this one foul. Out in the parking lot. So the count 1-2. 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Sox need some points, trailing at 7-2. Fastball inside, just missing. There's the skipper, Gene Lamont. You know he likes what he sees from an offensive standpoint, and Bergosi working himself into a frenzy on the Phillies bench. 3-2. There's a grounder foul at home plate. Well, Curt Schilling, 27 years old, was born in Anchorage, Alaska. Played a lot of good baseball over there. Well, actually, they have a good college summer league. Now lives in Philadelphia. Oh, did he go? Yes, he did. Chuck Merriweather punches him out, and that'll do it. Sox pick up 1 after 5. 7-2 Philadelphia.
No winner in the home run. And now coming into pitch.
We're back at Ed Smith Stadium, and a pitching change for the good guys. Dennis Cook, left-hander, comes in, has worked in 5 games, 1-1 with a 6.23 earned run average so far on the spring. Dennis, with 12 hits allowed in 13 innings, has walked just 3 with 9 strikeouts. Those numbers are a bit deceiving, though, because he had 1 bad outing. Up until his last time out there, the one bad outing, that is, he was pitching very effectively, hadn't given up any runs. So he has been impressive so far this spring. 6'3", 190-pounder from Lamarck, Texas. Currently lives in Austin. And he has pitched in the big leagues. Cleveland last year, 5-5 with a 5.67 earned run average. And has also pitched with the Dodgers, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. As you look at Matt Marullo, comes in behind the plate. So Dennis Cook trying to get that second spot in the bullpen for a reserve for a left-hander, that is. And what do you think, Hawk? Do we need 2 left-handers in the bullpen?
It's not a necessity, but it certainly is a luxury if you have a left-hander. Because, you know, you'd rather have a right-hander who's got real good stuff coming in rather than a left-hander who has got mediocre stuff, so to speak. Now, Dennis Cook, he's done a fine job. I know he's done a fine job against the Sox in the past when he was with the Tribe. And our hitters did not like to face it. But Asemacher certainly is the #1 guy out there out of the pen. And if Gene Lamont wants to go with 11 pitchers, so we'll just see how that stacks up.
Well, there's Mariano Duncan swinging and fouling the first pitch off. Are you surprised going with 11 pitches? Actually, well, you can do that in the Sox situation because 2 catchers is all you're going to break with also.
I've always liked to see a 9-man staff leave spring training. You know, you're going to have some bad weather early, off days early. And also a 9-man staff or a 10-man staff will just denote that you have a strong pitching staff.
Yeah, well, didn't Earl Weaver sometimes leave with 8?
Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but 4 of those guys were 20-game winners.
Good point. And the bullpen didn't get the pitch anyway. Duncan, 0-2 pitch coming up from Dennis Cook. Steps out of the batter's box. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that the team will take 11. There's a jam sandwich in the right field. Darren Jackson is there. Puts it away, and there's 1 down. It certainly would make Gene's decision a lot less complicated. You take Cook and Asemacher, and then that leaves it open for 4 right-handers, and of course Hernandez is there, McCaskill. 2 other guys. Schwartz looked good the other day when I saw him pitching in that minor league game.
De Leon is a big swing guy for the Sox. And as you mentioned earlier, he is coming along just nicely with that knee. But still there's a question if he can indeed start the season.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he did. He hasn't pitched against competitively in a game. I would think he'd need at least a week or 2 of that sort of thing, because it's not a necessity that he break with the team. 1-0 pitch to Ricky Jordan, up high, 2-0. So Scott Ruffcorn, who has been very impressive his last few outings after a rough beginning of the spring training, looks like he's got a great chance to be in the pen. 3-0. Yeah, but De Leon certainly is a key. He's a guy who's got a good split finger pitch, curveball, and throws the fastball. Certainly doesn't have the stuff he used to have. But he can definitely pitch. And McCaskill's value gets bigger, too. There's a fastball strike, 3-1.
Numbers are really irrelevant when you're talking about what kind of stuff is. There's a base hit into right center field. Darren Jackson gets to it and holds it to a single. But if you get guys out there, if you get a couple of guys out there in the bullpen with a good splitter and they're right-handed, it doesn't make any difference about letting them face left-handed hitters. So it's not a prerequisite that you would have 2 left-handers. Now, obviously, you'd love to have, in a situation it would be ideal for the Sox would be Scott Radinsky as the #1 guy and Asemacher as the #2 guy.
Yeah, that's true. But chances are you're not going to get an Asemacher if Radinsky is there. I think that the necessity isn't there. Maybe we wouldn't have hunted so much for
I think they would have picked up Paul Asemacher under the circumstances, regardless if Scott had been here or not.
Here's Hollins. Dave swings at a changeup in the dirt. Strike 1. Yeah, it certainly would be nice to have a Scott Radinsky. Well, he can bring it. He's so nasty with that crossfire delivery of his. But as Ron Schuler and I talked about earlier, Assemacher's got that good hard slider that he'll throw to right-handers. And I know for me, trying to hit a lefty slider down and in is always the toughest pitch to handle.
Well, that's the most devastating pitch from the left-handed reliever to, or left-handed pitcher to the right-handed hitter, especially a strong guy. But, you know, you take, for an example, there were many cases in the past when we had Don Paul out there in the bullpen. I had much rather see Don Paul against left-handed hitters than I had against right-handers.
Yeah.
Right-handers hurt him a lot more than the left-handers did.
That's true. Yeah, he got hurt, but when he hung a splitter to a right-handed hitter a lot more than he did to a lefty. That was not a real good swing by Dave Hollins, that last pitch, by the way. Yes. Good fastball right there. Had some pop to it. And Dave Hollins can't pull the trigger. So runner at first now with 2 out.
The one thing that Gene Lamont or any manager wants to see with a guy trying to make his staff, especially in the bullpen, and a left-hander, is the fact of throwing strikes. You've got to throw strikes. You can't be 2-0, 3-1. You got to go out there, and the best way in the world to pitch your way off a ball club is to get wild in spring training.
Here's Darren Dalton. Darren had a double and scored his last time up, so he's 1 for 3. Ooh, little crossfire fastball in the inside corner. Pete Incaviglia on deck. Sox trail at 7-2, top of the 6th inning from Sarasota, Florida, on a windy, hot afternoon. Drops down again, line drive, that'll be foul. That'll burn some hands right there. Some fans trying to get a souvenir. So Darren down 0-2 in the count. Phillies with 13 hits today. Good hitting ball club. Another guy we haven't mentioned is Jim Eisenreich, former American leaguer, is a ground ball foul, who will play a lot along with Incaviglia in the outfield. Of course, the mainstays of the team is this guy at the plate right now, Darren Dalton and Lenny Dykstra. Kind of a pitchers by committee team over there. Schilling has been their ace. Did he? Good breaking ball right there, just misses. Pretty good pitch.
It's a good sequence that he's going through right here to Darren Dalton, and one that certainly Gene Lamont likes.
Well, the 1-2 pitch coming up right here. Marullo setting up down and away. Breaking ball, got him. Good pitch as he crossfired on him. So very impressively, Dennis Cook gets through the 6th inning, but the Sox still trail it 7-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the Hooters.
There when it counts.
White, Lieberthal.
Our next ball game on SportsChannel, that'll be the American League opener, April 4th. The Sox at Skydome against the Toronto Blue Jays, the world champion Jays. We'll have our pregame show beginning at 11:30 a.m. and that should be a good one. Great matchup. The ALCS last year. Mickey Morandini goes in to play second base as the big hurt Frank Thomas leads things off for the good guys in black. There's a new catcher, Mike Lieberthal. Mike in relief of Darren Dalton. Fastball away. 2-0 on Thomas. Frank is 0 for 2. Lined out hard to center field. Boy, the wind brought that one back. That was a goner. He took something off the 2-0 pitch. Frank swings through it. There you see it. 7 runs, 13 hits, no errors for Philadelphia. 2-6-0 for the Sox. Foul ball. Frank with no homers on the spring has driven in just 3 runs. And you see when the big hurt hits, the Sox win. 369 in Sox victories, just 241 in the losses. So just hit, Frank. That's all we're asking of you. Pretty good pitch right there. You and I are sitting down right now.
We are?
Yeah. We are, aren't we? Look. You're sitting, I'm sitting. We take that pitch, we're gone. They got him. Took something off that little late breaker right there. Looked like a slider. Cutter, yeah. Very effective. Location not that good, but the movement is. Yeah, just flat. Upstairs, look at belt high. Yeah, it hurts waiting for the season. He'll kill that pitch in the season. Here's Danny Pasqua. Danny, an RBI double and a ground out. Takes the fastball down low. Schilling with 4 strikeouts now. You see Danny hitting at .381 on the spring. Playing him deep and straight away in the outfield. Of course, the right fielder not too deep because of the wind. There's a ground ball foul. That'll go into the Sox dugout, first base side. And the Coca-Cola Silver and Black Pack is the official fan club of the White Sox for kids ages 16 and under. Become a member and receive free White Sox tickets, membership card, patch, and much more. Stop by your local Sport Mart. Ooh, there's a splitter fouled off. Sport Mart is the official outlet of the Silver and Black Pack. Danny down to the count 1-2. So Schilling, certainly his best outing of the spring. He was 0-2 with a big ERA coming in. Fastball up and away. Robin Ventura on deck. Sox sending their 3, 4, and 5 hitters to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 27th spring game for the Sox. 14-12 so far. That little cutter again. It's fouled left side. Well, the White Sox have played more games than anybody else in baseball in the spring, as you look at Robin Ventura. And they're going to play more. The end of leave Sarasota next Friday, play the Cardinals Friday night in Louisville. That is the correct pronunciation. Louisville. Saturday at Atlanta Fulton County against the Bravos. Sunday play the Nashville affiliate AAA team, and then onward to the season opener Monday afternoon. Splitter misses. So Pasqua walks. Good at bat there for Danny. Laid off the split finger pitch. First walk issued by Schilling on the afternoon. So Robin Ventura will hit. Robin a single and a flyout. Hitting at .400, thank you. Robin leads the club with 5 homers on the spring. Changeup misses outside. 14 runs batted in. He's tied with Ventura and Darren Jackson for the leadership in the RBIs. As you look at Pasqua not being held on by Jordan at first base. 2-0. Sox trailing by 5. And Danny not with a whole lot of speed. Not a threat to steal. Oh, he pops this one up. So a 2-1 pitch coming up to Robin. Well, we talked about Ventura making some adjustments at the plate. You can see he is much, much closer. Boy, last year that right foot was almost out of the batter's box from a width standpoint. Well, that means that he had to move a great distance to get to the ball as he fouls this one off left side. Right now it looks like he's much quicker. Seeing the ball better. His head does not move.
Anytime your head moves, you're not going to see the ball that well, as you most definitely know.
Yeah, I know that in golf. Ooh, good swing. He fouls that one back. Robin's just had good at bat after good at bat. And when you do that, regardless if you're getting hits or not, they're going to fall.
They are?
Yeah, eventually. Hit enough line drives. Throw enough of it up against the wall. Some of it's going to stick. Two-two. High fastball. He fouls it left side.
Well, of all the people that I know that have thrown enough of it against the wall, you're right there.
Oh, 1 out of every 10 sticks, though. With Darren Jackson on deck. But Schilling's made good use of that fastball upstairs, just out of the zone. Tries to get him downstairs here, and it goes 3-2.
Well, it's that old adage and cliche that we use so often, is the fact that you show me a guy who can pitch upstairs, and I'll show you a winner.
Yeah. Schilling's got that good movement downstairs with split finger pitch, sinking fastball, and he throws 90 miles an hour. So he can pitch up there. Runner goes, hit in the air. Right field, deep, but the wind's going to get it. There's the play, and Robin denied. He hit one a ton yesterday, too. It looked like it was a homer. That one right there had a chance also. Big stiff. We're talking about a 4-club wind. Look at Tom Marsh, the right fielder. He just missed it. Good short swing. Yeah, I like that. Just keep doing that, Robin. 600 times this year, and you'll have some real nice numbers. You'll make Jerry Reinsdorf glad he negotiated that 5-year deal. There's a shot to left field. Jackson. Solid single. So runners at first and second with 2 down. Or is that a 4-year he's got?
$20 million.
That's good money.
That man right there, I think, is going to have an outstanding season for the Sox.
Yeah. Well, Robin said, what difference does it make? Stephanie's going to spend it all anyway.
I'm talking about Darren Jackson.
Oh. Well, let's talk about both of them. Is that Jackson that just hit? Here's a guy that can hit. The big dog into center field. Base hit. Pasqua comes around. That'll be an RBI single for Lance Johnson. And the Sox get a run closer as they trail it 7-3. Who you want to talk about now?
You know, it's the truth. All you need is a mirror.
Number 5.
That's it.
For what? I need this microphone. You see Pasqua coming on the score. One dog's going to have a big year, too.
Yeah. Well, you said something the other day that I, for a change, agree with you with.
I did?
Yeah.
What was that?
We got a better club now than we had last year. And I think it's appreciably better.
Yeah, you know, you just look at the guys, as you look at Marullo in the spring, their approach, especially from an offensive standpoint, is different. I mean, they look more aggressive. They just look like they're more hitterish now. Fouls that back.
Franco's huge. I think Robin's just going to have an outstanding season. And it appears that hopefully Danny Pasqua is making his way back up in there to the point that he can be a contributor. Certainly for the last 2 seasons, he's had a real tough go of it. Darren Jackson fits in like a glove. And 1 year more experience for this very young team.
Grounder to the shortstop. He'll take it. The force play at second. The Sox get a run, though. And a couple of hits. They still trail it, though, 7-3.
Tail of the tape, top of the 7th here at Ed Smith Stadium. 7-13-0 for the Fighting Phils, 3-8-0 for the good guys, and a whole bunch of changes. We'll just go around for you. First base in place of Big Frank Thomas, it'll be Eddie Pearson. There's the Sox #1 draft choice a couple of seasons ago. Craig Graybeck moves in at second. Esteban Beltre is the new shortstop. Chris Snopek, and they tell us he can pick it. I've watched him work out with that fungo before. Guys working him out. Wimpy. That young man's got some hands. Warren Newsom remains in the game in left field. Mike Huff in center. Joe Hall in right. And a battery of Matt Marullo and Dennis Cook. He joined us late. Phillies with 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the fifth. Sox with singletons in the first, 5th, and 6th.
The Phillies in the 7th inning. Left fielder number 22, Pete Incaviglia.
Pete Incaviglia will lead it off. Had what probably was a big base hit in this ball game, a 2-out, 2-run single in the first inning.
Well, Inky's always exciting to watch, offensively and defensively.
Oh, he's been fun to watch out there with the leather today. Looks at that pitch nicely. And the count 1-0.
The one thing about Incavilla, you'll never see him dog it. He plays hard. He runs everything out. And he's trying his best on defense. Just every once in a while, that ball's bouncing around a little bit for him.
Isn't that amazing how the ball will find you?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been in a, you know, every player goes through defensive slumps, but have you ever gone through one of those slumps and you're standing at, you know, outfield or first base, wherever you may be, and you're just praying that they don't hit it to you?
Oh, yeah.
Just praying that they don't hit it to you. And what happens the very next pitch? Here it comes.
Yep, right at you. Yeah, that's when you're really not proud of your defensive ability. Uh-oh.
That's foul. But he smoked it.
I never forget that Rick Rhoden story. Went to Tommy Lasorda before a game. He wondered, why is Lee Lacy in the ball game playing third base? He says, man, he can't. He's having a tough time catching ground balls. Tommy says they got all left-handed hitters in the lineup. Maybe the ball won't find them. Sure enough, first pitch of the game, ground ball right to Lacy, third base, goes through his legs. Rhoden calls timeout, walks to the dugout and says, hey, Tommy, they found them.
Little tardy on the heater, and the count evens at 2.
How about this one? First post-game fireworks show courtesy of Boston Chicken. Be held on April 23rd after the White Sox take on Detroit at 6:05. For tickets, call 312-831-1-SOX.
Have you tried that yet, Wimpy?
Yeah, it's good.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get some up there. Of course, the Bertucci's
You know, the Bertucci boys, I was getting ready to say, all three of us think the same way. You, Jim Angio, and myself. Anytime food comes up, the Bertucci boys.
They always come to mind. Those ribs, those chicken.
Yeah, I'd like to have some right about now.
Yep.
As you say, Wimpy, you cannot broadcast on an empty stomach.
I never have. I don't know what it's like. Oh, boy.
Snowpack throws him out.
Wow.
He can pick it, Wimpy.
That's a tough play. That ball had some bodacious topspin going through that hole, and it looked like it took a bad hop on top of it. Man, superior play right here by the young White Sox third baseman. You see Inky over the top of that one, kind of smothers it, but you can see quick hands right there at the last. Moving to his left. Those big guys, they generate the topspin.
Buddy Bell, who no longer is with the Sox, last year he was head of minor league instruction. And certainly a big loss for the Sox. His buddy now a bench coach for the Cleveland Indians. Buddy Bell told me that Chris Snopek has got as good a hands at third base as anybody he has ever seen.
Wow. It's a shame he's not going to play there, huh?
Yeah, he's got tough road dog. He's a nice young man.
Hang with him, Chris. Well,
big kid.
Play someplace else with those hands.
Yeah, the corners are set there pretty good.
Yeah, I would want to be a corner man in the White Sox organization right now. You know, we talk about defense. Why don't you tell us that story about you playing when you didn't want Willie Stargell to hit that ball to you?
No, man.
Wasn't it Stargell?
3-0 count. Hit me right in the behind. I fell right over backwards on my shoulders. They had about a 13-run lead. Why is he swinging 3-0, right? And he hit, I mean, he just hit a P. That's way back.
Bye.
Newsom looks up, put it on the board. So Ken Batiste goes deep, and this is an 8-3 ball game. He's 3 for 4.
Well, you get the ball in the air to left field today, and you got a good chance of leaving the yard with any kind of altitude on the ball.
Right fielder.
And Batiste showed you right there, the ball really carrying the left field. Third spring homer.
Tom Marsh, the right fielder, 1 for 3 with a double. And the Sox have broken their spring training record, which they set last year of 96,000, 7,270 in attendance this afternoon. That gives them 100,400. First time ever over the 100,000 mark for spring training.
Here's Batiste's swing. You see he's cocking his hands upward. Got a fastball. Oh,
good action there.
Yeah. Yeah. You mean to tell me?
Watch out. Uh-oh. could have been dangerous right there. Could have been serious. I don't think anybody in the dugout thought he was going to have a chance at it. And watch the angle he goes into the dugout. And you see, nobody's there.
Boy,
it's
you're
certainly
right.
not the ball boy's fault. They just don't know enough to get over there. Somebody should have been over there, though.
Yeah. Ball didn't have a whole lot of altitude either. And Matt didn't have a whole lot of time to check out the situation where that dugout actually was.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Chopper foul.
You mean to tell me that they didn't throw over 100,000 people in Waxahachie when they had spring training? It's hard to believe, isn't
How about
it?
French Lick?
Yeah, or Terre Haute. Yeah, French Lick. That'd have to be a paradise for vacationers to come and watch spring training.
Beautiful city in the summer.
Yeah.
Great back. 2 hopper. 2 down.
I'm just saying the weather has to be horrible up there. I mean, how could you train?
I don't know.
Kevin Stocker.
Hey, you know, if it's not in the budget, Wimpy, you can't
Number
spend
19.
it.
Yeah. True.
So they had enough gas money to get to Terre Haute and French Lick, and that was it.
Maybe worked out in the local high school gym or something. You know, had a game of catch.
Kevin Stocker, the shortstop. Pitch off the plate.
Got about 3 or 4 swings for the week. Those players have to be a lot better than they are today with the facilities they had.
8-3 Phillies here in the top of the 7th inning. A little pop-up right side. Joe Hall will fight that win. He's there. Makes the catch. That'll retire the side. Phillies pick up a run. Homer by Kim Batiste. 7th inning stretch from Ed Smith Stadium. 8-3 Phils. Bottom of the 7th inning. Phillies by 5 and some changes. A new pitcher, Wimpy.
Plus will leave 15 minutes after
It's
the game.
Roger Mason. He's a big guy. He's bigger than 6'6". Roger on in relief of Curt Schilling, who gave up 3 runs on 8 hits, his best outing so far this spring. But Mason has pitched in the big leagues with San Francisco, Houston, Pittsburgh, San Diego, and now with the Phillies. Last year, with San Diego and Philadelphia, 5-12 with a 4.06 earned run average. But he was one of those guys that pitched very effectively in the postseason.
Leading off for the White Sox.
Actually, in the World Series,
Number 12.
in 4 games, had a 1.17 earned run average. So he did very nicely in postseason activities. Look at Sean Gilbert, the new shortstop.
Craig Graybeck will lead it off. Well, Craig hitting at .320 on the spring. 8-14-0 for the Phils, 3-8-0 for the Sox. Jammed himself right there on a fastball. There you see with the job that Joey Cora did last season, Graybeck not a whole bunch of playing time. Breaking ball strike. Nice breaking pitch by Roger Mason. And it's 0-2.
Oh, that's nasty right there. Good tight rotation. Location very good also. Craig earlier, he said he got hit in the hand by a pitch. The left hand a little bit sore.
Yeah, day before yesterday.
Yeah. Tell you what, Roger Mason pitched well in that World Series, Hawk. And remember that crucial last game. Jim Fregosi took him out. He was the only guy who was getting anybody out. Brought in Mitch Williams for that fateful 9th when Joe Carter became a hero. But the Phillies had the lead in that ball game behind Roger Mason. So he can get good hitters out.
Mitch Williams.
He's gone.
Ball hit hard into right field by Mickey Morandini for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting right there by Greatbeck.
That's right, boy. Good job by Craig. Boy, he really stayed closed right there and used his hands very effectively. Mentioned Craig a little bit closer to the plate than he was in the past. A little inside-out action right there. You see his hands coming through before the barrel of the bat. Nice job of opposite field hitting.
And here's Beltre. Hitting for Steve Sachs, who was 1 for 3, a double, run scored, and an RBI this afternoon. Chopper, Batiste, on the move, strong throw, and there's one out.
See, that's why they were bringing him in for defense in those postseason games. Kim Batiste, good play right there. Beltre gets down the line in a hurry. Off balance, he didn't have a chance to set himself and throw. Watch this right here. It was a high chopper. All in one motion. Good play.
Warren Newson stands in. He is 1 for 3, a double back in the third. Come on, Deacon, knock him in. Even better, get it up in the jet stream out to left. Good eye, up high. Here's Eddie Pearson, the on-deck hitter. Took a little something off Deacon out in front, and the count evens at 1. Another off-speed pitch, and after this half inning, it'll be Tyrol Joyner back in our studios in Chicago with the Sherwin-Williams scoreboard.
Well, Hawk-a-Roo, what'd you think of the Duke Big Dog game yesterday?
High into left field. Incaviglia fighting to win again. Let's keep an eye on him. He's there. Piece of cake for Inky.
The Inkster, as he gets a hand from the crowd.
Well, he gets those feet moving a mile a minute out there. Well,
yeah. Pitter patter.
Number 64.
Inky saying, why me?
So they'll bring up Eddie Pearson. Now you see what he did Class A last year. Very quiet youngster, talking to him before the game. Said he's swinging the bat good. Big fella, 6'2", 220.
You can't expect everybody to blossom as quickly as a Ventura or a Frank Thomas.
You can't?
Nah, not everyone. So, you know, I think I was really going to turn it around this year with my predictions.
You think you're going to be right?
Yeah.
For a change?
Got Duke over the Big Dog yesterday.
Yes, you did. Picked up a dozen Rangies.
Yeah, sure did. Who do you like today? I want to double up on you. Michigan, Arkansas, you get first choice.
I'm going to go with Michigan.
Good.
How
like
about
Arkansas?
Florida and Boston College.
Man.
There's a shot base hit. Indeed, he smokes it into right field. Greatbeck will score, and it's an 8-4 game. Attaboy, Eddie.
That's not bad. 1 for 1 on the spring with an RBI. And watch him drop the head of the bat right there. Short and quick. Boy, he used his hands very nicely right there. Got the head out quickly. So the Sox in double digits now.
And Danny Pasqua. Danny back in the first inning hit one just about as hard as he can possibly hit it against this big breeze blowing in from right field. Got himself an RBI double. Pops this one up. Mike Lieberthal makes a nice play fighting that win.
Great play.
And that'll retire the side. Sox pick up another one on 2 hits. 1 left after 7. Phillies by 4.
They get 8-4 in the top of the 8th inning. And a new pitcher for the White Sox.
Number 39.
Schwartzy on the work. Jeff Schwartz, whose numbers are not real good on the spring, but he's got that outstanding arm. There's a fastball, runs it inside for a check swing strike. Jeff appearing in his 7th game, as you can see, no record, 8.38 earned run average. He pitched very well in the minor league game, giving up 8 hits in 9 2/3, but look at the walks, 12 walks. You don't hit this guy. He throws strikes. He's tough. 1-1. You know, Hawk, I was talking to Jackie Brown the other day, and I said, what are you going to do with Schwartzy? He says, I have tried to put in his mind to aim for the middle of the plate and see what happens. Drive to center. Michael Huff there puts it away, and there's 1 down.
Well, very seldom do you ever see a right-hander whose ball moves as much as Jeff Schwartz. And occasionally you see left-handers who just can't hardly throw strikes because of the movement. But at times, as all Sox fans have seen Schwartz out on that hill, he throws the ball for the middle of the plate and just runs right outside or runs inside, moves all over the place.
Yeah, he'll put together some innings where he will absolutely humiliate the hitters when he's throwing strikes. But the next inning he may go out there and walk 3 or 4 guys. And somebody shanked one in there. Now he's got a bad outing. Curveball misses up high.
Plus he's got a great curveball.
Great, yeah. Well, he doesn't get it called. Nobody will swing at it because they don't pick it up. And chances are they're going to take it for a ball. There's another hook, misses inside. Mickey Morandini's first at bat on the afternoon came in relief of Mariano Duncan. Ooh, went for that little cutter. See the movement on everything. He can't throw a ball straight. Wow, that's tough. 2-2. Breaking ball, gotcha. Good curveball, and Morandini goes down on strikes.
Well, he can throw the mid-80s left-handed.
No way.
Wait. Look at that hook.
Lordy.
I mean, that's
Look at
that's
that.
a shoot top drop right there.
Yeah. Well, Mickey's recognized fastball upstairs is what he saw in with his eyes. The eyes can deceive. Ricky Jordan, perfect, 3 for 3. Scored a run, driven in 1. He also has walked. Fastball right there. 1-1. Yeah, Schwartz, well, he had to stay in the minor leagues almost 10 years. There's that good hook. Lordy.
Did you see Ricky getting out of there?
Oh, man.
Watch his left side just collapse almost right here on this hook.
Yeah. That's not a good swing. See where his head was, looking straight up to the heavens.
I've been there, and you have too.
Oh, yeah. I've been on the ground on a pitch like that. Here's the 1-2. Oh, in the center field. That's going to be a base hit. A good job of hitting there by Jordan. And he is 4 for 4. I'd like to save that one for the season. So Ricky Jordan looking to play some. I'll actually play a lot at the start of the year anyway until John Kruk comes back. John, of course, diagnosed with testicular cancer, but they got it early. And he should be well in a very short time. Dave Hollins will turn it around and bat left-handed. Switch hitter is 0 for 4. Didn't do too well from the right side of the plate. A couple of strikeouts. This guy's dangerous, though. There's a grounder foul off his fist.
And you just don't hear much about it. You know, with Dykstra and Kruk and Dalton, Fregosi, and the rest of the names over there, you just don't hear a lot about this guy. 93 ribbies in it last year.
Yeah.
Looks like Darren Dalton's brother.
Handsome man. Ball hit in the air right side. Foul territory. That'll be out of play. So Holland's hanging in there.
Of course, Dalton, a Jim Corno lookalike.
Oh, of course.
Right, Carolyn?
Your what hurts? I think Carolyn make that trade right now. Breaking ball outside, 2-2. Hollins drove in 93 in 1992. Breaking ball outside, so he's been consistent the last couple of years. 27 and 18 homers respectively in the last 2 years. 85 walks last year also. But that's a good hitter's ballpark, that Philadelphia, though. Oh, my. Fouled left side. Snowpeck over. That'll be... Oh, boy.
I only played in that park one time. We played an exhibition game, and it was just unbelievable how the ball jumped. It was almost like Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, all the factors are for the hitter there. You got artificial surface, the lights are great, the hitting background is super, and the ball just really jumps. Well, the Bull put together some years over there, didn't he? Greg Luzinski, Mike Schmidt. Good hook, gotcha. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Schwartz. After 7 1/2, Sox trail by 4.
Bottom of the 8th inning, and let's check out our game summary. There you see the Phillies on top. They have doubled up the Sox 8-4. Ricky Jordan 4 for 4. Kim Batiste 3 for 4 with that long home run. Spanky, his first spring triple. That was something to see if you did not see it between Incavilla and LaValliere. It was nice. And Eddie Pearson, RBI single. And a pitching change to the big southpaw, David West. There you see this spring making his 4th appearance, 0-1 record, 4.50 ERA.
He really came into his own for the Phillies last year. 6'6", 255-pounder. He may be pushing a little bit higher than that. But he came to the Phillies from Mike Hartley, which proved to be a good trade for Philadelphia. Last year, 6-4 with a 2.92 earned run average. He pitched in 76 ball games. Although he did have trouble in postseason, well, he gave up just 60 hits and 86 in the 3rd innings. Punched out 87 guys, walked 51. So he had a good fastball working for him, averaging over a strikeout an inning. Here's Chris Snopek. Class A numbers last year, 389. Takes a fastball strike. Boy, David West, one of those guys. Well, he's 29 years old now. Everybody wanted him when he was pitching in the minor leagues with the Mets. Yeah. Well, he was probably the #1 prospect in the minor leagues, wouldn't you say? He was something. Finally, the Twins got him in that Aguilera deal. Tapani. Well, he just never panned out for the Twins, but he works very well for the Phillies. So Chris Snopek getting a thrill. Made a great play defensively. Well, he got jammed right there. Ooh, Lordy. Easy play for the shortstop, Schilling. And there's 1 out.
Right fielder, Joe Hall, number 59.
That'll bring up Joe Hall. Joe having a great spring for himself. 368 hitter. No homers, 7 driven in. Unfortunately, there doesn't look like there's going to be any room for Joe Hall on the roster. And he gets jammed, but he fights it into center field. Base hit. Shortstop not able to get over there in time. So Joe Hall continues his hot hitting with a single to center.
Center fielder, Michael Huff.
So with one out, Michael Huff will hit. Marullo on deck. Sox now with 11 hits, but still trail by 4, 8-4. Phillies have 15 knocks against White Sox pitching this afternoon. Late on the fastball, strike one.
We gave you Snopek's South Bend numbers last year, but overall for 93, he had 15 homers and drove in 68.
That's good. Michael now, Huff with 2 homers, 7 RBIs on the spring. 263 hitter. Ooh, went after a high fastball out of the zone. So 1-2, Huff behind in the count. White Sox 14-12 so far on the spring. Good swing right there on the fastball. He fouls it off. Well, this is our 3rd game brought to you on Sports Channel this spring, and we haven't done too well.
They're getting smoked.
Yeah. It's only spring training. Oh, good hook right there. Fish were biting, so Michael Huff strikes out. 2 down, Matt Marullo the hitter. Matty 0 for 1 this afternoon.
Well, it's Jim Angio's fault.
I agree.
Everything else is blamed on him anyway.
True. See, it's too windy today. That's Jimmy's fault. Too humid. Marullo ahead in the count 1-0. David West, the pitcher. Fastball, that one misses. Philly player running in the outfield. Reminds me of the time that I was running behind Dwight Evans at the old Payne Park. My stirrup out as Matt Marullo fouls it back. We're talking, chatting as he was playing for the Red Sox at the time, and talking between pitches, and I ran a wind sprint and I got my one shoe caught in my stirrup, and it like tied me like a calf, like in the rodeo, and my legs were stuck together, and I flew through the air like Superman. I stuck in the ground like a spear in front of Evans. Couldn't stop laughing, neither could I. There's a fastball up high. You really have to be there to appreciate that story.
Yeah, evidently. But why didn't that surprise anybody?
That was during coordination classes.
Agility.
That's when we had Al Vermeil working on my coordination. Of course, Al with the Bulls does a great job. Ooh, got him. Good strike. 3-2. Fastball at the knees, outside corner.
Good pitch.
That's nasty. 3-2, runner will be in motion. There he goes. Jams him, fouls it off. So Marullo will get another shot. Joe Hall be in motion again. Actually, what I'm trying to say is never run with your stirrups out, Pilgrim. The Phillies have had at least one hit in every inning in this ball game, and so have the White Sox. Interesting. Fouled left side.
It is?
Yeah, that doesn't happen all the time. There's been a hit in every half inning. At least one. Phillies with 15 hits, Sox with 11. Three-two pitch to Marullo. He pops it in the air, left side. Batiste calling. In foul ground, puts it away, and that'll do it. Sox once again come up empty. We go to the 9th. Sox trail at 8-4.
Ladies and gentlemen, final score from the NCAA tournament. Florida 74, Boston College 66.
Sports Channel, there when it counts.
Top of the 9th inning right now. Let's check out our White Sox Budweiser player of the game. And indeed it is right fielder Darren Jackson. Swung the bat well today, 2 for 3, and made a couple of fine defensive plays in right field. Our White Sox Budweiser player of the game. And a pitching change here in the top of the 9th inning. Big hard throwing right-hander Scott Ruffcorn making his 8th appearance, 2-1 record, 3.68 ERA. Got off to a shaky start, but he has come along very impressively.
See the 12 strikeouts in 14 2/3. 11 walks. That's not real good. But as Hawk mentioned, he has pitched very well late in the spring, and that's where you make your mark. So Scott Ruffcorn will work with Mike Lieberthal, the Phillies catcher. There's that sinking fastball. Misses inside. 1-0. 8-4 Phillies. Lieberthal pops this one up right side. Eddie Pearson will run out of room. And the count even at 1. Well, like Jeff Schwartz, Scott Ruffcorn, if he aims for the middle of the plate, he's got great movement on his fastball. Schwartz's ball will cut a little bit away from a right-handed hitter, where Ruffcorn's will run in as a rule. So two different types of power pitchers in Schwartz and Ruffcorn. Fastball fouled off right side. Like Scotty is trying to get a little bit more on top in his delivery. With that 3/4 delivery, it's really tough to get on top of a breaking ball, and that's what we saw in this brief stint in Chicago last year. Breaking ball, good one. In the right field. Come on, Joe Hall. He's there. Makes the good running catch, and there's one down.
Left fielder, Pete Incaviglia.
And let's check out what's coming your way tonight at 10 with Spike Goldberg. Old Hawk-a-Roo. On the Sports Channel report, Final Four, David Kaplan will be in the studio to analyze red and black highlight and post game of the Hawks and Wings and Magic's return. Magic Johnson's NBA coaching debut. All tonight at 10. The Sports Channel report with Spike Goldberg.
That's why they call him the Spike-a-Roo.
Can he sing?
Oh, man. Shot in the left field by Inky. Into the corner. So Pete Incaviglia will have a double. And the Phillies have their 16th hit of the afternoon. These guys can pull. Boy, that is just not a real good breaking ball. Tell you what, Inky's going to be impressive. I love the way he's standing in there now. Away from that sway back, little bend from the waist. Man, the year he put together last year, 101 hits, he drove an 89, a career high. That's good. He's not going to win a Gold Glove, though. There's Kim Batiste.
He's not?
No. Not in our lifetime.
Maybe in the hereafter, huh?
Yeah. I'm glad he's out there. Hits me in the back again today. His fist is going to go right through me. 1-1 on Batiste, who homered his last time up. 3 for 4. Well, he's doing good today. Ricky Jordan, 4 consecutive hits with a walk. And they got a lot of guys. That Chamberlain guy swings the bat. Jim Eisenreich. Popped up. And Pearson has no chance.
You know what I'm looking at right now?
No.
The White Sox press guide. And Tom Pachori.
Why?
Broadcaster extraordinaire. Says batted .288 with 24 home runs and 156 RBIs.
In 20 years.
In your time in a White Sox uniform.
Very impressive power numbers, as you can see. Oh, pretty good breaking ball there. Batiste way out in front, nubs it. Scatters the White Sox players in the dugout.
My partner, the Whipperoo, was named Minor League Player of the Year by the Sporting News in 1972. Two-time Baseball All-American choice and two-time honorable mention All-American defensive back in football at the Harvard of the Southwest at University of Houston.
Oh, boy.
You're awesome.
I feel like hitting somebody now. Foul ball.
Graduated from Houston with a bachelor's degree in education.
Darn right.
Selected in the 9th round by the Miami Dolphins in 1968.
Crammed 4
Pride
years.
of Hamtramck, Michigan, where he was a member of the 1961 Pony League World Series championship team. The 37-year-old Paciori.
Thank you. Very good. Good lies. That's a wild pitch. Runner advances to third. It's a hard breaking ball right there. He just hung on to it a little bit too long. Marullo couldn't get over to stop it.
Well, you said it earlier. With his arm angle, it's very tough for Scott to get on top of the breaking ball. His tendency is to get around it or underneath it. But out of the bullpen, you can get away with that, whereas as a starter, you cannot.
Yeah. Infield in. There's a ground ball hit hard.
Look at Snowpeck.
Play by Snowpeck. The throw home. They got Incaviglia.
Is he awesome?
Oh, Lordy.
Can he pick it?
You're
Chris
right.
Snowpeck out of the University of Mississippi.
Man.
Right fielder, Tom.
Well, that's a rocket by Batiste.
Number
He
58.
makes the play look easy.
And you're right, Inky. Don't get hurt in spring training. I don't like those collisions. Heck with them. It's only a run.
Tell you what, I believe in that even during the season, unless it's a big ball game.
Yeah. This is a monster play that, you know, very critical as far as standings and stuff like that. I agree with you 100%. You don't need one of your good players to be out for a month.
No.
Because of
Not for one game.
Yeah. Or one run for that matter.
Yeah.
I was worried about that play with Tim Raines yesterday when he slid hard. Slot did a great job of blocking the plate.
Yeah, the Sox running the bases yesterday like it was the 7th game of the World Series.
Yeah. Very aggressive, taking the extra base. Came out a little bit on the short end, but still a good ball game. Pitch misses outside. 1-2 to Tom Marsh.
You know, Wimpy, and just reading your resume here, how in the world can a guy 6'4", 215 pounds?
How could a man so big hit so little?
Yet, absolutely bring into art form the duck snort.
The shank. I've often wondered about that. But then I tried to think about something else. Good breaking ball right there. Marsh goes down. And the Phillies come up empty, but they lead it 8-4 going into the bottom of the 9th.
Bottom of the 9th inning. And a reminder, the producer director of White Sox baseball is James A. Angio. Doug Stanton, our graphics coordinator. John Toohey, our executive producer. And there it is, the tale of the tape. 8-4 Phillies and a pitching change, Wimpy.
The new Philly pitcher, the bearded one. Wow. Grizzly Adams look-alike. Doug Jones. 2-0, 3.0 earned run average on the spring, giving up 10 hits in 9 innings. No walks, 4 strikeouts. Came over from Houston in the Mitch Williams trade. Whereas Doug a couple years ago was great with the Cleveland Indians. Their closer has a great changeup.
He was just a 2-pitch pitcher.
Yeah, and he could do it, though, because that changeup was so good, he'd set up his fastball with that changeup, and, what, 82, 83 miles an hour fastball?
Yep.
And it looked like 90 after he threw that great change. So he'll be counted on to be their closer, I would have think.
Craig Graybeck will lead it off. Sox need 4 to tie. Craig's been to the plate 1 time, has singled and scored. Takes the strike. Jim Fregosi, Vukovic, Larry Boa. There's that change. Misses an account 1-1. He couldn't play for Cincinnati, huh?
No.
Pops him up right side. Mickey Morandini, I tell you, that wind is fierce.
No, that's as good a beard as I've seen in a while.
Looks good on him.
Number 38.
I believe in that look for certain guys, though. You know, relievers. Adds to their mystique a little bit.
It's like he could play for the House of David.
Here's Esteban Beltre.
Man.
Beltre 0 for 1, grounded out to third base his first trip. Change up, pop up, Morandini. 2 down.
Well, you know, Jones 2 years ago, Hawk, was exceptional for Houston. 11-8, 1.85 earned run average. He saved 36 for him. Last year slumped a little bit, 4.54 ERA. Saved 26.
But the Tribe just released him.
Yeah. Well, he didn't pitch well his last couple of years there. Well, in 91, he had a 5-point earned run average.
Here's Warren Newson. He's 1 for 4. Hard double back in the 3rd inning.
Best year, 1990, had 43 saves for Cleveland.
His changeup, when he is right, is so good that you can look for it, get it, and still not do anything with it.
Yeah, he can throw it almost every pitch in an inning. It looks like he just holds it in the back of his hand.
Oh, boy. There it is. 3 in a row, and the count 1-2.
He might just throw it again.
He might.
Yep.
Fastball. So that was the reason, huh?
See, I was always guessing wrong.
The 2-2 pitch. Change up, and he got him. So 1-2-3, an easy inning for the right-hander Doug Jones, as the Phillies up their spring mark to 12-11. Sox fall to 14-13 as Fragosi's Fighting Phils